Let's get straight to the point. For as long as you can remember, you've been told the key to keeping a woman happy is to do things for her constantly. Take her out to nice places, buy her gifts, shower her with attention, and be there whenever she calls. On the surface, it all seems right, doesn't it? But here's a truth you've probably seen play out more than once. That's not what keeps her coming back. You could be the guy bending over backward, doing everything for her, and still watch her walk away without so much as a second thought. Why? Because what really matters to women isn't about how much you do for them. It's about who you are to them. Women don't sit around with a mental list, counting every little thing you do for them. It's not about the gifts, the surprises, or the fancy dates. What matters is how you carry yourself, how you make her feel, and the respect and trust you earn simply by being you. The truth is, most men focus on the surface level, the presence, the texts, the attention. But women, they care far less about those things than you think. It's about the core qualities you bring to the table. When you understand these qualities, you stop running yourself ragged, trying to win her over, and start becoming the kind of man she doesn't want to lose. Over the years, I boiled it down to 5 things that women truly want from a man. And I'll tell you this: if you have these 5 things, everything else becomes secondary. Miss them, and no amount of effort will change the outcome. Let's break it down. 1. Doing more for her doesn't mean she'll want you more. I've heard it countless times. A man meets a woman, everything's going great, and he thinks, if I just do more for her, she'll never leave. So, he starts texting her all the time, buying her gifts, picking her up from work, and taking her to fancy dinners. He believes that by showering her with gestures, he'll earn her love. But here's what really happens. Instead of her getting more attached, she starts pulling away. Her responses get slower. She's suddenly busy all the time. You sit there, confused, wondering how doing more could lead to getting less. The issue isn't that she doesn't appreciate the gestures. It's that doing more for her doesn't automatically increase her attraction. It can have the opposite effect. When a woman sees you constantly overextending yourself, she begins to feel like she's the prize and you're chasing her approval. And once that happens, respect starts slipping away. Think about it from your own perspective. If a woman did everything for you from the start, cooked, cleaned, rearranged her whole life around you at first, it might feel nice. But over time, you'd wonder why she's doing so much so soon. Is it because she values herself, or because she's afraid of losing you? Women feel the same way. They want a man who gives because he chooses to, not because he's trying to win her over. When you make her the center of your universe too early, you lose the mystery and the challenge that makes attraction thrive. Here's the hard truth: giving should be an addition to the relationship, not the foundation. She should feel your presence, your confidence, and your direction in life, long before she feels the weight of your wallet or all the favors you do for her. That's what keeps her invested. 2. The power of presence. Presence is what a woman feels from you before you even speak a word. It's how you carry yourself, the way you stand, the way you look at her. There's a certain energy about men with real presence. You've seen it before. A guy walks into a room, doesn't say a word, yet all eyes are on him. He doesn't need to be loud or flashy. There's just something about him that draws people in. That's presence. It's magnetic because it's effortless. A man with presence doesn't have to try hard to get noticed. His vibe speaks louder than his words. Compare that to a man who walks in fidgeting, unsure of himself, trying too hard to make an impression. He might be doing more, but he's feeling less. Women pick up on this shift instantly. When you're truly present, you're grounded in the moment. You listen better, speak with intention, and make everyone around you feel seen. This kind of presence is rare in today's world of distractions, and it's magnetic to women. It's not about overcompensating, it's about being confident enough to just be yourself. When you're fully present, you make her feel safe, intrigued, and respected, all without lifting a finger. 3. Lead without permission. Every woman craves a man who knows how to lead. Not with arrogance or domination, but with clear, decisive direction. Let me give you an example. Michael, 42, recently divorced, met Kayla, a 31-year-old independent woman. On their first few dates, he asked her, "What do you want to do? Where should we go?" Kayla didn't say anything negative, but she later admitted to a friend, "He's sweet, but I kind of feel like I'm the one leading." By the third date, Michael made a shift. Instead of asking, he told her, "Be ready at 7. Dress sharp. I've got plans." And guess what? That's when Kayla leaned in. This isn't about ignoring her preferences or being inconsiderate. It's about being confident enough to take charge without asking for permission. Leadership is about clarity. It's about knowing where you're going and inviting her to join you. Indecision kills attraction. Women don't want to be the ones making all the decisions in the relationship. They want to lean into your energy and trust your direction, even if they're strong and capable themselves. A man who leads without asking for permission commands respect, and in turn, creates a natural dynamic of intimacy. This isn't about control. It's about certainty. 4. Ambition is foreplay. If you're over 35 and you've stopped chasing something bigger, something beyond the day-to-day grind, women can feel it. It's not about having a lot of money or a flashy career. It's about having a fire inside you, the hunger to become better, to keep growing, to keep moving forward. Women are drawn to men who are constantly evolving. Ambition is what keeps the spark alive. It's not just about your career. It's about your entire life. When you're a man with direction, she'll be captivated by your energy. When you've lost that hunger, though, she'll start pulling away. 5. Master your emotions. A man who can control his emotions is incredibly attractive to women. In a world that's always pulling us in different directions, emotional control is rare, but it's essential. Women are watching how you respond, especially in moments of stress or tension. When you don't react emotionally and stay calm under pressure, you create respect and admiration. Mastering your emotions isn't about pretending you don't feel anything. It's about choosing how you respond. When you do this, you become magnetic, not just to women, but to everyone around you. 6. Masculine energy is magnetic. Let's get straight to the heart of it. Masculine energy isn't about being louder, tougher, or more aggressive. It's about presence. It's about direction. It's about that quiet, silent confidence of a man who knows who he is and doesn't need to prove it to anyone. Women can sense this energy immediately. It's not something you talk about. It's something you radiate. The more you try to be masculine, the less you actually appear that way. Why? Because true masculinity is rooted in calmness. It's grounded in purpose, not in performance. When you walk into a room with this kind of centered energy, women notice. They might not say it, but trust me, they feel it. Compare that to the man who's constantly seeking approval, chasing validation, trying to prove he's masculine. The moment you overcompensate, you lose your edge. Women aren't attracted to that. They want to see a man who is already grounded in his masculinity. A man who doesn't need to shout about it. True masculine energy is about self-discipline. It's about control, not suppression. It's about being a man who feels deeply, but knows when to express those feelings and when to hold them in. This kind of energy doesn't need to dominate the room. It commands respect without asking for it. Women feel it. It's magnetic. And when you embrace this energy, everything shifts. 7. Stop being her therapist. Let me clear something up if you're always the guy she turns to when things are tough. If she's calling you at midnight to vent about her ex or her boss, and you're sitting there listening, offering advice, trying to fix things, you're not building attraction. You're becoming her therapist, and that's a role no man should ever fill. Sure, it might feel like you're building a connection, like you're emotionally intimate, but what you're really doing is emotional labor. And once you find yourself locked into that role, it's hard to break free. Let me give you an example. Greg, 47, met Samantha, 34. At first, there was chemistry. They flirted, had fun, but then something shifted. Every dinner became a therapy session. She'd cry about her problems and he'd console her. Slowly, he became her emotional crutch, not her romantic partner. Eventually, the dreaded words came. "I just need a friend right now." That's what happens when you overgive emotionally. You become predictable. You lose the spark, and she starts seeing you as her safety net, not her man. Look, it's okay to be supportive, but there's a difference between support and therapy. Support is grounded in masculine energy. It's clear. It's saying, "I hear you, but I'm not here to fix your life." Support is about setting boundaries and not absorbing her emotional chaos. When you do this, you maintain the polarity that keeps attraction alive. Ocho. Be her escape, not her project. Here's a tough truth. The moment she sees you as a project to fix, attraction starts to die. Women aren't looking to raise a grown man. They don't want to parent their partner. What they crave, especially in the chaos of their own lives, is relief. They want someone who brings calm, not effort. If your energy is always seeking her approval, if you're constantly trying to prove your value, fixing yourself just to fit what you think she wants, you've already lost. You've stopped being her escape and become another task on her list. And no one's attracted to a chore. Being her escape means showing up with calm and certainty. It means being the contrast to the chaos in her life. You don't need to bend to her every need or change yourself to fit her mold. Just be grounded in your presence. When you do that, you become magnetic. You become her escape, her sanctuary. In a world full of noise and distractions, your calm presence will draw her in. 9. Stay in the mystery. Here's something most men don't understand. When was the last time you didn't explain yourself? When did you keep a part of yourself to yourself? When a man reveals everything too soon, it feels honest. But to a woman, it's just predictable. And predictable doesn't spark attraction, it suffocates it. The mystery is what keeps her mind engaged. It's the part of you she doesn't quite understand yet, and that's what makes her want more. Women are emotional creatures. They respond to energy and presence more than to explanations or logic. When she can predict every thought, every feeling you have, the excitement fades. The unknown is what keeps her wondering, and that's what keeps the attraction alive. A woman doesn't want to know everything about you right away. She doesn't need to know every detail of your past or your deepest fears. What she wants is to feel that there's more to you than what she sees. She wants to feel the mystery. It's not about playing games. It's about maintaining some mystery, holding back just enough for her to keep coming closer. 10. Let her chase the flame. This one's primal. Women are attracted to the man who has a fire within him. Not the man who burns himself out to keep her warm, but the one who burns regardless. The key is, she doesn't own that fire. She sees it, she feels it, but she has to chase it. Too many men get this wrong. They become the ones chasing, lighting themselves on fire just to please her. But when you do that, you lose what made you attractive in the first place. Women are drawn to men who have a life of their own, who are already on a path they've set for themselves. When you center your life around her too quickly, it sends a signal that you lack options, and that kills attraction. Instead, create a full life, an exciting life. Don't rearrange your schedule for her every whim. Don't chase validation, affection, or approval. You need to have a life that she can find her place in. She's not the reason you wake up excited. She's a bonus. When she sees that, the chase begins. Here's the bottom line. Women aren't looking for the man who has to prove his worth. They fall for the man who doesn't need to. You don't need to chase approval or dim your light just to make someone else feel warm. You're here to build a life so magnetic, so solid, that the right person will be drawn to you. If that's the kind of man you're becoming, this channel is for you. Don't forget to subscribe so you never walk that path alone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.